Claudia Jordan. I have always said this, and I will say it again. I think one of the best RHOA housewives who is not there anymore is Claudia. It was one season. She came in strong. She didn't go after Nene just to go after her and had a moment. I thought it was really authentic. And she does live in Dallas, so it's not happening. She's not coming back to RHOA, but she's one of my favorites. We had her on our show here a long time ago. That's out. That episode was great. I really need to share that all with you. We talked about everything. And I mean, she had crazy stories about like being on Donald Trump's plane with him alone and all sorts of crap. Of course, we talk RHOA. Well, that's really not the point. Today, we share this never before heard. We're doing this from the Vault series for the summer. We're in the dead of the summer. Let's mix it up here a little bit. I mean, so many people go on vacation and wind down in July and August. This is what I want to do. I want to do a for the from the Vault series. This is never before aired. When was this recorded? Again, I do the live shows with Sarah Fraser. So many people come to them. What a great question to ask. Why do some chats end up in the vault, never released? They all see the light of day eventually. Well, this is a chat that is in the vault, the first in our From the Vault series. Never before heard, recorded earlier. What year is it? 2025? Earlier this year. Sit back and relax because we are going to have this great chat with Claudia Jordan, and it is from the Vault series. This has never before been heard, recorded in another day, another time, another lifetime. I still love Claudia. So kick back, relax, and enjoy. We're going to share this all day today. This has to stop. It's enough. People are coming out of nowhere. Like, what do you think of all of this? 50
Where
Cent
there-
has weighed in today.
where there's smoke, there is absolutely fire. Listen, there's definitely times where people get false narratives put out there about them. I have been victim to that. And I understand how things can snowball, right? Like one person says to another person, oh, I heard that too. And it grows. And you're like, okay, we've never seen any evidence and no one can produce any receipts. Cassie laid out 35 pages of receipts. And then people have not stopped coming forward since. I've heard stuff about this man for many, many years, and I've had my own dealings, run-ins. I've seen him around. Um, wasn't 2023 like a lot of things came out that a lot of celebrity secrets were exposed. Um, do innocent people pay 35 upwards of over 30 million to 30 to 100 million dollars? David, would you pay 30 to would you pay $1 million if you were innocent?
No,
Would you pay $500,000 if you're innocent?
no, I wouldn't even pay a dollar.
Exactly. Like, and if you have that much money, you actually had the money to fight false allegations. You would fight your name tooth and you would fight for your name and your reputation tooth and nail. When you do pay money like that, you are obviously trying to shut shit down because she gave a lot of little breadcrumbs in that report that, I mean, it was, it was actually quite amazing that she was brave enough to do that with all the people who have mysteriously come up missing around this person. And the fact that Cassie was able to like, do this, stand on it, and then she let the documents speak for themselves. I mean, I think it's sad because I think that Diddy's not the only one out there that's doing stuff like this, unfortunately. And we're so obsessed with celebrity and wealth that this is why it goes unchecked for so many years. And that a celebrity that has a lot of people saying similar things can then turn around and act like they're the victim of a money grab. Everything's not a money grab. Everything's not a money grab. And if you knew how hard it was to prove these things, I think the average person would say, who would want to go through all of that? You know what I'm saying? Like, who would want to go through all that? It's unfortunate because Diddy was such a big part of the culture, the hip hop culture, like the hits, the bad boy brand, the umbrella. Yo, he did amazing things in his field, but we got to get to a point like we had to do with R. Kelly, separate the man from the career and not let one blind you over the other. You know what I'm saying? I mean, hey, I believe Cassie. I do.
And you had heard these things just throughout the years yourself?
Yeah.
Diddy.
like 10 years ago.
And
I
you said like you had your own run-ins with him?
I met him before. We were both presenters at an award show at the BET Awards, and during rehearsal, I met him, and he asked my information. We chatted. You know what? Ugh, I don't want this to go viral. I really don't. I met him
Well,
before, and he got mad about something about our pictures being on in the blogs the next day, and he was very upset about it. And I was like, "Oh shit," But I never dealt with him. I never hung with him. I never spent time with him. I just seen him at rehearsal at an award show. But I saw his temperament for a minute, a glance of it, and I was like, "Whoa, okay." And then I saw him years later at Howard's homecoming, leaving the game, and his car pulled up, and they were like, "Someone wants to talk to you," and it was him. He goes, "You can't say hi." And I was like, "Hi." I didn't think we were cool. And that was that. I haven't seen him again, but it was like 2000 and I think 8 or 9. There's a picture of us, me, my best, we were all in the trailer, like we went and had a drink with them, and I had my hand on his face, like a little silly thing, like it looked like, but if you see the picture, it looks like, damn, were they together? We were never together, never kissed this man, never touched this man like that outside the photo. But I was a fan of his. Like I was a fan of the man in the business. Like, yo, he's legendary. So, at that time, there was no scariness about it. He was being very friendly and polite and kind to me and complimentary, and he was cool. But yeah, rumors came out from that one picture that we were messing with each other. I'm like, absolutely not. I shut it down. I called up the blogs. I'm like, what is this? It's just a picture. I put pictures. Why don't y'all start rumors of me and Patti LaBelle? I have pictures with her too. You know what I mean? Like it's just everything isn't what it seems. But yeah.
was he mad at you though for this picture? Like it wasn't your fault that it was out there.
Yeah, he was. And I had to tell him, this don't fucking make me look good either. I don't want to be associated with you. You're with Cassie at the time. You just had your twins. So no, yeah, he was mad at me. I think he thought that I put the pictures out to a blog, but I had just posted them on my MySpace slideshow. Remember MySpace? You can make a slideshow. So I had
Uh-huh.
put all my pictures from my BET experience, my BET award show experience. So I put like I met LL. I mean, I seen LL there, I seen Patti LaBelle, I seen Diddy, I seen all these people. So I just put together like a slideshow of all the people. So somebody took that picture off my MySpace and forwarded it to I think Media Takeout. I didn't even know what Media Takeout was at the time until I got a call from the New York number, like a text. Why are our pictures on the blogs? I'm like, what blogs? Media Takeout. I'm like, what's Media Takeout? So then he's like, you need to fix it. I'm like, fix what? And then I saw it was all over the place, like Diddy leaves her Deal or No Deal model. I'm like, what? No, it was so retarded. Like, I mean, sorry, it was so bad. I know you can't say that word. So I just was like, just trying to put the fires out. And then the radio stations run with what the story they see on the blogs. And then it just spread. I'm like, it's just not true, y'all. Like, why does no one even like call and ask before they run with the story that someone was with someone? I was never with them. He was never with me. It was a picture and then a cuss out the next day on text and then on the phone. And I called him on three-way with my publicist so she can hear what he was saying. And she was like, well, she was the witness. And that was that. And I never spoke to him again until I ran into him at the Howard homecoming thing. But yeah.
And also, like, I don't know if you and I are working together, like you and Vivica or something, it's different, but like that's a little, what's the word, arrogant. I think to call you and yell at you, like you don't necessarily owe him anything. I think you just met, right? Like, why? I mean, like if you're upset, call call the paper. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Why is he calling you to yell at you? That's what I
I think he probably is used to people probably using him. This is before the word clout chasing came out with the phrase. So maybe he thought, oh, someone's just trying to get clout off of me. But I'm like,
right.
I already I was nowhere near as famous as him. I would never even say that. But it didn't
Right.
help my image to be attached to another man falsely. Because I get that all the time. I stand next to a football player or an athlete or singer or whatever. They're dating. They must be. She's in his face or he's on. It's not. Oh, sometimes people are just talking. Sometimes people are just chatting it up and just having a conversation. Like it's not, everything's not always a thing. And I will say that in everyone's defense right here.
Well, I'm sorry you got yelled at by Diddy for this picture.
Oh, I didn't give a fuck. I was, listen, it would bother me at the time because I was young, but the big picture, I definitely pushed back. I said, don't talk to me like that. What you're not about to do is talk to me like that. I'm not afraid of you. I said that though. I ain't afraid of you. But and then he calmed down and was like, okay, all right.
Did you feel before the picture though, when he was talking to you, and then we'll move on from this, and
Because
he
I
was
know you about to use that as the headline.
like,
I'm gonna be dragged. They're gonna say she's trying to clout chase off the Diddy thing.
I didn't know this. I just asked, and now it's like
Uh-huh.
you do this job, and now you hear something, you're like, well, I didn't know about all this. It's not your fault. I just asked about this. But
Right, right.
when he before the picture, when he asked you for your number backstage and you gave it, like, did you feel like maybe he was trying to cheat on Cassie? Like, were you getting hit on? Like, you're an attractive woman, like if someone's hitting on you.
Honestly, he was just talking to me about the parties afterwards. Like, and that's kind of what everybody does. So it wasn't like a biggie like that. Like, I feel like it was just like, oh, where y'all going tonight? Oh, where you like everyone was kind of like talking about what after parties they want to go to. So it was cool. He wasn't being slimy to me. He wasn't being gross or nothing like that. I have to make that very clear.
Okay.
Okay. So like he was just like, we were all like, it was, I had a show with John Sally and Guy Tori. It was a sports show and Hugh Douglas called Ballers on BT. So we got to present. So everybody was kind of like in rehearsal, kind of like exchanging info, like, where y'all going tonight? Oh, I'm not sure. If I hear anything, I'll hit you up. Like, that's kind of how it was.
Okay. Just curious.
I know.
I was like, okay, I didn't know all that. Well, let's talk about, before we talk about Real Housewives of Atlanta, because